Everybody, you're back with Joey here, WCOBM.com out of Las Vegas, Nevada. The man to my left, just jumping in, doing a wonderful job here. Also filming us, the producer of Cash is King in Vegas.com, which is going to be rolling across the bottom, and Mr. Eugene Shane Stewart. Right?
How you doing, Joey?
Did I do it good? Hey,
How you doing? How you doing?
You know, we do it all like, perfect, and then we get into, it's like a bunch of guys just hanging out. Real quick, as we're going to get to you, but my first question, then we get back over here to Lou. It's like, it's like you're on a time thing where you're being, the time. Where'd you come up with the name, Cash is King?
Just pops in my head. I've lived in Las Vegas for a long time.
What's long?
Long. It's probably, I came here about 1973. So I've been here a long time. I've seen Las Vegas change, and I've seen who was running Las Vegas at the time. And believe me, like Lou said,
please.
Las Vegas was totally different at the time. Las Vegas, when the mob was running Las Vegas, I mean, you got respect, but they got respect too. So when you walked in the casino and you said, hey, I've been there gambling and all that, they would come up to you and say, hey, you need something to eat? You need to see a show? That's the way they treated you, because they knew they could keep you in the casino that way.
Exactly.
So in turn, that was great. And I think the hospitality was much better in Las Vegas at the time.
Right, and friends, not that, I bring it up to trash Las Vegas, but I'm telling it the way it is, and you know what? I got guys here telling it the way it is. These are real guys, been around. Okay, so they knew that. We're going to get back to you in a second. I mean, it's like a love fest over here. But Lou's going to finish with the Rosenthal story, all right, real quick, and then we're going to hear about LaMotta, and then we're going to get back over here to Eugene. We got to hear about this doc coming out, and you are a co-producer, and I'll be bringing water in now and then. Okay, go ahead. Finish what you're saying.
The Frank Rosenthal story that I have, and I did when I was terminated at the Stardust, that really hurt me, because I never got terminated at all in my life.
I know, they're walking by and they're like, you're
out of here. So that was it. And so now I'm working at the Rose Bowl race book from 1975 to 80. I think it had to be probably 1979, maybe 1980. And I hooked up with a guy from Arizona, and we kind of got involved with horse racing and horses together. So what we did was ship a horse to Golden Gate or Bay Meadows from Arizona.
Okay. All right.
We flew the jockey in up there.
Right.
We knew the horse was ready to win. Now, during this time period, there was no parimutuel horse racing.
Okay.
So in other words, you had to go into the books, whether it be the old Churchill Downs, Santa Anita, the Stardust, all these places, and they would be booking the bets.
Yeah, just let the people know. So they had to do it there. That you couldn't be doing it elsewhere.
Right. No, you had to be a bookmaker. In other words,
okay.
so what we did was, I kind of went in at the Stardust maybe a couple of days before and started making some bets, and they kind of accepted. We lost them purposely. $1,000, $500,000, and then they loved me as a customer.
Yeah.
Okay, great. But during this time period, this hotel was involved with the Spilatro and Rosenthal. It was a mob hotel.
It was going on big time during that time, of course. Yes.
So now it was my time to get even with Mr. Rosenthal and that whole Stardust situation.
Yeah, you fired me. We got to straighten things out.
The horse ends up winning that day. So I go in there and I make the bets that I had to make a bet. Yes. It was a big payoff of $125,000 at that time.
Beautiful, man.
So
and at that time,
was
a big,
a lot of money.
Big. Yeah, a lot of scuttle.
So now I got the winning tickets, and I tell my father, I says, well, we got to collect a lot of money. I says, but you got to come with me. And, I says, just watch my back when I go to the cashier's counter.
There you go.
And it's like, so I go to the cashier counter, and I know the cashier that's working there, and I give it to her. She says, and she's giving me the eye, and I know her because she dated a friend of mine during that time period, and she's like scared, and she says, the manager's coming over. So I said, that's fine,
Yeah.
So he comes over and he says, so he's counting out $125,000, $5,000 wrappers.
Nice.
And the manager says to me, he says, Lou, we don't want your business here anymore. So now I was younger then, and I'm saying, trying to be a wise, but I'm not a wise guy. I'm saying, well, because I win a
we
bet.
Just don't say we are.
Because I won a bet, you don't want my business here anymore? And he says, no, we don't want your business here anymore. I says, okay. So they put the money in an envelope.
Folks, not out of a movie, reality.
It is reality. And me and my father, I says, let's get the hell out of here real quick because anything can happen.
Yeah, we don't want your business. I hit on a horse.
Right, exactly. That was that story.
Tell me the LaMotta story.
Jake LaMotta.
Okay,
and we're going to get to Eugene with Cash is King in Vegas. I'm working at Caesar's Palace. They recently promoted me to race and sports director at Caesar's Palace. And what that meant was becoming we were a bookmaker, odds maker, but I was also the promoter of any event that went on, boxing events or big events that we had there. I was the spokesperson for the race and sports book at Caesar's Palace at that time.
Now, why couldn't you be doing it now? It was before. Now is when I need you.
No, it wouldn't be fun now. It wouldn't be fun. It was a lot of fun.
Make it fun, Lou.
So at that time, Caesar's had, I think it was the triple hitter of boxing, man. We had Roberto Duran on the card, Thomas Hearns on the card, and I think one other fighter. So now it was this big press conference I had to go to. Now I never spoke in front of a live cameras. At that time there was the three major networks.
ABC, NBC,
whatever they were. Maybe there was
CBS.
Who knows? It might have been ESPN at that time.
ESPN.
Or who knows?
Oh, for fighting.
For fighting, boxing.
Yeah.
Now I get into the big showroom there, and it was a convention room. There must have been 1,000 media people, and this was a big event at that time. And now they have my name on at the dais with all these boxers, their trainers and managers and stuff like that. And Bob Arum, Bob was there. He was promoting the fight. The fight. So now I'm saying, okay, why do they have me up here, sitting? But no, you represent Caesar's Race and Sportsbook. They want to know the odds of the fight. I says, okay. So now Bob Arum does the introductions. He's introducing the fighters. He goes this, that, and the other thing. He says, now I'd like to introduce a newly promoted race and sports director, a guy from Brooklyn, New York, Lou D'Amico. Prior to that, I'm sitting next to Jake LaMotta.
Right next to him. I love it.
And he was on the dais also, and he's tearing up napkins like this. And people are talking. They're doing the this conference, and I says, Mr. LaMotta, is anything wrong? He says, I get very nervous doing these kind of things, getting up and speaking to people. And I looked at him and said, but I saw Raging Bull. You fought out in Yankee Stadium in front of 50,000 people. I said, I've never done this before, talk in front of a camera, and you're telling me you're nervous?
And I'm calm, and you're ripping napkins
now
over
you're
here.
making me nervous. But
I love it.
That
man.
was Jake LaMotta, and then I ended up getting up to the podium, and it's frightening when you've never done it before.
When you're not up, the biggest fear, friends out there, let me just tell you, the biggest fear in life, and I don't know if you know, there's actually two of them. Huge, do you know?
Which one?
The two biggest fears in life.
Success. One of them.
Well, for some people that
could
for
be.
some people that are marked, it's
You tell me.
That's definitely it's fear of death and public speaking.
That's true.
Yeah.
There's a little thing for my college friends over at Stevens Point, Wisconsin. Remember that one. I'm with my good friend, because he's my good friend now, We're bonding. Lou D'Amico. But my other good friend over here, Eugene, when we come back on this next segment, we're going to give it to him, which it was Lou's guest, and we wanted Eugene to hear, because we want to hear what's happening with Cash is King in Vegas. Okay, you're going to see it scrolling by there. You also see his production company. My name is Joey Ciccone. We're going to take a little break. We'll be right back.